Home Kings Commemoration Day highlights national unity. Prime Minister attends memorial service for former Lao leader. In world news, ASEAN'S unified response to U.S. tariffs.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Good morning. It is now 8 a.m. local time in Hanoi, and you're watching VTV News. I'm Phie with the latest updates. Now, April the 7th, the 10th day of the third lunar month, is Vietnam's Home Kings Commemoration Day. This national holiday honors the Home Kings, who are revered as the founders of Văn Lang State, the first Vietnamese state in history. State President Luong Quang and other high-ranking party and state officials attended a commemorative ceremony in Phu Thọ province. Representing Vietnamese people both at home and abroad, the state leader offered incense and flowers to express deep gratitude to the Home Kings for founding the nation and to the ancestors who defended it. The Home Kings worship holds profound significance for the Vietnamese people and has been recognized by UNESCO as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity. The Home Kings Commemoration Day represents a cherished tradition of gratitude for the nation's forefathers. More than a cultural ritual, it is a powerful reminder of national pride and unity across generations and regions. Communities from northern to southern Vietnam have held ceremonies to pay homage to the legendary founders of the Vietnamese nation.
In Phu Thọ province, it has become customary for locals to prepare offerings every 10th day of the third lunar month. Savory chin cakes, round cakes, and simple plain rice meals are arranged on trays, represent yin and yang harmony.
Every year on the Home Kings Commemoration Day, we gather to prepare a meal, teaching our children and grandchildren to always remember our ancestors and the Home Kings.
Rain and chilly weather blanketed the Home Temple historical site in Phu Thọ province. Thousands of visitors from across the country arrived to show their reverence.
We left home at midnight and arrived by 5 a.m. Though it was rainy and chilly, our hearts were filled with joy, and any weariness disappeared.
In the Mekong Delta, residents of Cần Thơ City can now also pay tribute at a dedicated Home Kings temple.
Today, we choose to wear áo dài, which features the national flag with a gold star. This day is a solemn occasion for us to remember to always love our homeland.
The Home Kings founded the peaceful nation that we have today. I'll try my best to study well and uphold the proud, patriotic traditions of the Vietnamese people.
Wherever they may be and whatever they may do, millions of Vietnamese never forget their roots. For generations, the worship of the Home Kings has been a living symbol of the enduring strength of national unity.
Not just in Vietnam, but Vietnamese community worldwide also celebrate the Home Kings Commemoration Day. The Global Vietnamese National Ancestor Day 2025 took place on Monday, connecting Vietnamese communities across 30 countries and territories in person and online. The event's highlight was a ceremony commemorating the Home King's death anniversary at the Home Temple, and through incense offerings at locations worldwide where Home King statues have been installed. The event also featured a workshop on preserving and promoting Vietnamese cultural values in the new era of national development. The event helps strengthen national unity among overseas Vietnamese people while spreading Vietnamese cultural values internationally. Moving on to other news, Prime Minister Phie led a high-ranking delegation of the Vietnamese party and government to attend the memorial service for former president of the Lao People's Revolutionary Party and former president of Laos, Kham Tay Sĩ Phan Don, in Vientiane on Monday. The Vietnamese government leader also had meetings with Laos senior leaders.
On behalf of the party, state, and people of Vietnam, the Vietnamese government leader expressed his profound sorrow and extended his deep and sincere condolences to the Lao party, state, people, and the bereaved. He showed his deep admiration for the late Lao leader's tremendous contributions, which left an indelible mark on the history of Laos's construction and development and the regional revolutionary movement. The Prime Minister affirmed that the Vietnamese party, state, and people always deeply value and remember the role and contributions of the former Lao party and state leader as a great friend, a close and loyal comrade, who played a vital role in building, nurturing, and developing the special solidarity between Vietnam and Laos. On behalf of the Lao party, state, and people, the Lao leader sincerely thanked and showed deep emotion at the condolences extended by the Vietnamese party, state, and people. They also expressed deep gratitude for Vietnam's decision to hold a two-day national mourning for Comrade Kham Tay Sĩ Phan Don, which demonstrated the rare and loyal special solidarity between the two parties, states, and people of the two nations, as well as the close personal ties among the leaders of Vietnam and Laos. The two countries' leaders also discussed the current socio-economic development situation and priorities in each country. The Lao leaders announced that they will send a high-ranking delegation to Vietnam to attend the 4th P4G summit in 2025 and the grand celebration and parade marking 50 years of national reunification of Vietnam.
While attending the 150th General Assembly of the Inter-Parliamentary Union, IPU, National Assembly Chairman Trần Thanh Mẫn held bilateral meetings with foreign leaders and parliamentary representatives from several member countries. A top Vietnamese legislator also visited Tashkent State University of Oriental Studies. More on these activities in the following.
The Vietnamese top legislator and his spouse visited the Tashkent State University of Oriental Studies on Monday. They met with local electors and students studying the Vietnamese language during the meeting. As one of Uzbekistan's most prestigious and long-established universities, the institute has extensive international cooperation programs with academic institutions and research centers worldwide, including Vietnam.
Also that day, the Vietnamese National Assembly chairman received the chairman of the Committee on Interethnic Relations and Friendly Ties with Foreign Countries Sarif Kakraman Ramatulovich and president of the Uzbekistan-Vietnam Friendship Association Mukhamadov Alisher Rustamovich in Tashkent. Regarding the bilateral relations between Vietnam and Uzbekistan, the top legislator affirmed that Vietnam attaches importance to the role of Uzbekistan in the Central Asian region and wishes to develop traditional friendship and multifaceted cooperation with Uzbekistan.
Meeting with the vice chairman of the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress of China, the Vietnamese top legislator called for both sides to further promote the role of their legislative bodies in deepening mutual understanding, expanding people-to-people exchanges, and enhancing cooperation between localities. During a meeting with leaders of the Cuban National Assembly of People's Power, the National Assembly chairman suggested that Cuba support efforts to enhance Vietnam's parliamentary ties with Latin American countries, paving the way for new cooperation opportunities. In his meeting with the IPU Secretary General, the top legislator also requested continued support from the IPU in promoting and monitoring Vietnam's progress towards achieving the Sustainable Development Goals and fostering innovation and digital transformation in parliamentary activities.
Vietnam's economy has shown a strong growth in the first quarter of this year. The gross domestic product's GDP is estimated to have increased by 6.93% compared to the same period last year. Now, this marks the highest first quarter growth rate recorded in the past 5 years. According to the latest data released by the General Statistics Office, or GSO, on Monday morning, retail sales of goods and consumer service revenue increased significantly by 9.9% in the first quarter compared to the previous year. Industrial production is estimated to be up by 7.8% year-on-year, also the highest first quarter increase in the last 5 years. Vietnam's trade balance in the first quarter recorded a surplus of $3.16 billion. The total export turnover of goods and registered foreign investment capital also saw a substantial rise. The global economy enters the second quarter amid heightened uncertainties in the trade policies and tariffs. This creates significant pressure on economic management and policy making to achieve growth targets. Experts suggest that flexible and appropriate policy adjustments are crucial to tap into available growth opportunities. More to follow.
In response to global trade fluctuations, businesses have swiftly adapted their strategies for the upcoming quarters.
Enterprises must stay alert to market movements, switch to alternative raw material sources, and explore new export opportunities in markets such as the EU and Japan.
As the second quarter begins, exports are expected to face direct challenges from tariff barriers and declining global demand. However, Vietnam still maintains several robust economic pillars with ample growth potential that will drive its economic expansion.
Vietnam also has some domestic resilience here. We're talking about, private consumption. Private consumption still has room to grow, and it really hasn't recovered as much as pre-pandemic trend would suggest. So that is one, and the other one is public investment.
Vietnam's institutional reforms, including a commitment to cut at least 30% of burdensome business regulations, are creating a more dynamic and robust economic environment. Businesses anticipate positive changes and favorable policies, especially through the upcoming Politburo proposal on private sector development. Vietnam has developed considerable expertise in responding to global economic fluctuations. While challenges persist, this environment presents an opportunity for Vietnam to boost its competitiveness, harness its domestic strengths, and work toward its ambitious 8% growth target.
In pursuit of the ambitious economic growth targets of over 8%, this year marks the first time the government has assigned Pacific Growth benchmarks to each locality. This move is designed to hold local authorities accountable for their performance. This reflects the determination across various sectors, with effective local governance playing a key role in injecting the energy into the national economy.
Transportation infrastructure is being upgraded nationwide, as the Metro Line 1 boosts the Ho Chi Minh City's transportation sector by nearly 14% year-on-year. The tourism sector welcomed over 1.6 million international visitors, helping to raise the accommodation and F&B industry by nearly 12%. Multiple drivers have gained traction, making the first quarter's growth the highest for the city in 5 years.
Public investment capital should be seen as seed funding to stimulate both consumer spending and private enterprise investment. This source must be directed toward infrastructure, aiming at lower logistics costs and transportation congestions.
The first quarter also recorded encouraging performance across sectors. Leading economic hubs in all 3 regions have introduced fresh growth strategies.
We do not have an effective functioning one-stop mechanism for attracting investment. Despite ongoing directives, more efforts are needed as this mechanism is crucial to attracting investors and enhancing development.
So far this year, 9 localities recorded double-digit growth. Localities' advantages have been effectively tapped, and long-standing bottlenecks are gradually being removed.
Authorities review and clear roadblocks for strategic projects. We are accelerating plans to resolve large-scale backlogs, laying the groundwork for future growth.
Many solutions for achieving 8% growth are yielding results. Still, there remains untapped potential in many localities with lower than expected performance. Development in these areas will likely be key to creating new drivers and spreading economic momentum nationwide.
Coming up next, Vietnamese earthquake rescue teams complete mission in Myanmar. Movie Tunnel's Sun in the Dark sweeps a box office. Welcome back to VTV News. Myanmar has concluded its search and rescue operations and is moving to reconstruction after the recent earthquake. During a ceremony held to honor rescue teams from 5 Southeast Asian nations, Myanmar expressed deep thanks to the Vietnamese army and police teams for their efforts. Over 8 days, Vietnamese teams comprising more than 100 officers and soldiers rescued 1 person and found 30 bodies. Vietnam also delivered over 40 tons of food and rescue equipment. As reconstruction begins, Vietnam will continue providing dry food and tents to support recovery. The 2025 Hoa Lu Festival opened in Ninh Bình on Sunday night with the theme Hoa Lu Ninh Bình, the origin of the imperial capital, 1,000 years of prosperity. The event marks the 1057th anniversary of Dinh Bộ Lĩnh accession to the throne and the 1020th anniversary of King Lê Đại Hành death. Now, this year's large-scale celebration emphasizes Hoa Lu's festival importance as a national cultural heritage, connecting generations and attracting both local and international visitors. The TV live broadcast Epic of Peace, which was aired on Sunday, transmitted from 3 locations: Hanoi, Buôn Ma Thuột, and Ho Chi Minh City. The program marked the 50th anniversary of the liberation of the South and the reunification of the country. It also featured remarkable artistic performances combined with live reenactments and 3D mapping light displays, leaving a lasting impression on both participants and the audience.
The outside broadcast vividly and authentically recreated the 21-year journey of hardship, sacrifice, and unparalleled heroism of the Vietnamese people. The journey unfolded like a grand epic of sorrow and glory, culminating in the historic 1975 Spring General Offensive and Uprising.
I'm grateful to the program for bringing back the memories of those years filled with struggle and sacrifice. The peace we enjoy today, the meals we eat, the clothes we wear, wasn't won easily. It wasn't a path lined with comfort and ease, but one built on the flesh and blood of countless generations before us.
With the immersive live stage set up in Đắk Lắk and Ho Chi Minh City, combined with the studio setting in Hanoi, the broadcast delivered profound and emotional stories to the audience, seamlessly blended with stunning artistic performances.
This was the first time I've ever seen a performance where 3D mapping was projected directly onto a historical site like the Independence Palace, and it stirred up so many emotions within me.
I believe the program has helped younger generations understand the true cost of peace and what we must do to preserve it. Peace should be a lasting foundation where every Vietnamese person has the right to live and the right to pursue happiness.
Epic of Peace was an opportunity for today's and future generations to remember and honor the tremendous sacrifices of our heroic martyrs, the sons and daughters of Vietnam who gave their youth, the springtime of their lives to achieve the great victory on April 30th, 1975.
15 ceremonial cannons were transported to Bạch Đằng Wharf in Ho Chi Minh City on Sunday night in preparation for the upcoming South Liberation and National Reunification celebration. The artillery team will fire 21 rounds to the sound of the national anthem of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. Preparations are still underway, with the Ho Chi Minh City People's Committee overseeing the site to accommodate the 4 to 5 tons cannons. After the event, the District 1 People's Committee will reinstate the area for public use, providing a space for people to relax and take photos. Tunnels, Sun in the Dark, a revolutionary war blockbuster, is drawing massive crowds to cinemas. 60,000 tickets were sold before the film's official release, with nearly 5,000 screenings on offer. Box office revenue has hit nearly $2.7 million in just a few days. This is an unprecedented box office phenomenon for a historical genre film. More to follow.
The National Cinema Theatre, on the last day of the holiday break, is holding 25 screenings of Tunnels, Sun in the Dark in one day.
I think young people shouldn't forget history, and I want to watch it to better understand the spirit of the past, how everyone worked hard and strived to serve the country.
Because I have a Vietnamese family, I've lived in Vietnam, I learned a little bit more about the hardship that Vietnamese people went through in the war.
The film takes the audience back to the Cu Chi tunnels, where the earth itself becomes a fortress.
I had to work really hard to operate in such a cramped environment because there was no space to set up the lights or the cameras.
The people of Cu Chi dug the tunnels by hand, so the sets in the film also kept completely minimalist. We worked with the people who had lived and fought in the tunnels. They shared their stories, guided us, and brought us back to the past.
Not only does the film touch the hearts of the audience, but it also opens up a new direction for the revolutionary war film genre.
Private investors are also directly funding war films. In the future, we can expect more valuable productions. The theme of revolutionary history is always captivating, leaving valuable lessons that remain relevant to this day.
The lines of people waiting to see the film still haven't dried up. Films about war will always have a place in the hearts of the audience.
Coming up next in our world news. Asian markets plunge further amid tariffs fallout. And ASEAN's unified response to U.S. tariffs. Continuing with global updates, Asian markets plunged on Monday, with many triggering circuit breakers due to sharp declines. Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index fell 13.22%, its worst drop since the 1997 Asian financial crisis. China's Shanghai Composite dropped 7.34%, while tech giants Alibaba and Tencent lost over 8%. Japan's Nikkei 225 slid 7.8%, with trading briefly halted. South Korea's Kospi dropped 5.6%, triggering a 5-minute pause. Taiwan saw TSMC and Foxconn shares fall nearly 10%, also activating market holds. Since Trump announced tariffs on most countries last Wednesday, global markets have lost trillions in values. U.S. futures suggest further losses, with S&P 500 and Nasdaq futures down 2.7% and 3.5% respectively. ASEAN stock markets also fell sharply on Monday amid global trade tensions. Singapore's Straits Times Index dropped nearly 8%, while markets in the Philippines, Thailand, and Malaysia fell 3 to 5%. Thailand responded by temporarily banning short selling to reduce volatility. Asian countries are avoiding direct retaliation and instead pushing for dialogue with the U.S. Malaysia, as Asian chair, has called a Pacific Economic Ministers meeting on April the 10th in Kuala Lumpur to discuss the impact of U.S. tariffs. The 12th ASEAN Finance Minister and Central Bank's governors meetings is underway underway there. These meetings aim to build a coordinated response focusing on market diversification, stronger regional ties, and less dependence on the U.S. Lusail Skies Festival offers spectators a vibrant display of aerial acrobatics and colorful smoke trails over the city of Lusail in Qatar. Attendees were treated to a spectacle of paramotors, 16 airplanes, fireworks, and around 3,000 drones lighting up the sky, all choreographed to music. More to follow.
The festival's highlight was an extraordinary drone show featuring over 3,000 illuminated drones and 150 aircraft equipped with pyrotechnics. These drones created mesmerizing patterns and imagery in the night sky, choreographed to music and synchronized light effects.
We have a sky full of airplanes, drones, fireworks, in the air and on the ground. There are a lot of activities for the family. It is open to the public and we are excited for it to be one of the biggest multi-model shows in the region.
In addition to the drone performances, the event showcased international aerobatic teams performing intricate formations with colored smoke, skydiving demonstrations, and high-speed jet displays. Each evening concluded with laser and fireworks displays, further adding to the visual spectacle.
The air show is really beautiful with music in the front. They have a stage for music. I would like to wish everyone a happy Eid and hopefully many happy returns.
We are really excited. We are trying to enjoy the show from the beginning till the end, in spite of the temperature, but we are having fun.
The Lusail Sky Festival exemplifies Qatar's commitment to positioning itself as a global events destination and diversifying its economy through tourism, aligning with the nation's Vision 2030 strategy.
Now let's take a look at the weather forecast in Vietnam and around the world. And that's the end of VTV News. To rewatch our program, you can download VTVgo from App Store or Google Play, or visit our YouTube channel at VTV4Go. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again at 3 p.m. local time.